Welcome back from that break, and now into sports. The State Minister for Sports, Peter Ogwang, has assured the nation that the Africa Cup of Nations 2027 will be ably hosted by Uganda. This was a joint groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of the remaining training grounds at Makerere University Kampala.
The official groundbreaking for the remaining training facilities to be used during the 2027 Africa Cup of Nations has been graced by the State Minister for Sports, Peter Ogwang, on behalf of the First Lady and Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Museveni, at Makerere University.
And all of them are meant to be undertaken within 6 months, right from the date of the commissioning. And you must have heard already Makerere University, the contractors' money. They have already received about 3/4 of the money. Also, all those other training facilities, the money is there. What is awaiting now is a transfer of that money to their respective accounts of the UPDF Engineers Brigade, who then will be able to work on those projects.
This symbolical event kickstarts works at all other venues earmarked for use during the Africa Cup of Nations.
Recall that Akibwa and Hoima alone gives you almost $1 trillion, because $130 million and $129 million, that takes you to about $1 trillion. Then now these training facilities and then money for the local organizing committee and operations of the entire competition, that's what takes us to what? To 1.5 trillion shillings. And that is which government has already put, is going to put in. It's already approved and planned. That was last financial year, this financial year, and next financial year. Why next financial year? Akiba will be paying the contractor the last sum of money of according to the certificates as per when they hand over the facility, which we expect them to hand over early next year.
The start of construction comes about 16 months to the historic Africa Cup of Nations that Kenya, Tanzania and Uganda co-host in June, July next year. At Makerere University, the facility that's expected to be complete in 7 months will be multi-sport at a cost of $22 billion.
The first thing I want to do is to thank the government of Uganda and through the Minister of Education for finally giving us, or giving National Council of Sports, the money to bring this dream true. As a university, sports is extremely important, because I was listening to the prayer. It said almost everything I wanted to say, because sports really builds character, it builds leaders, and it builds peace among people.
All the works are under the contractor Uganda People's Defence Forces Civil Engineers Brigade.
We are happy to hear that there is a little room should we need to add an extra month. We shall make them 7. But the MOU binds us to 6 months. In fact, on the 31st of August, we should have a handover ceremony.
I've done several of them. I've been at Mandela National Stadium, I've been at Chambogo, and I handle Minister of Education projects, government-funded secondary schools. We have so far completed many, over 120 schools have been done, and I'm taking on 25 currently, and many are going to be concluded soon. So these works, for assurance, will be done, and they will be of high quality. This being in Makerere, it will be super.
The other facilities to be built are Masindi Municipality, Hoima Boma, Pechel, Lira University, Gulu University and Satito Winyi, and the Chambogo University's second phase. By enabling facilities at education institutions, government is trying to achieve holistic education.
To take this bold step that has been commissioned today, in line with the AFCON project, to be able to do all these sports facilities around universities, is taking a step in the right direction. The countries that are always excelling in sports that we look at and admire, I will give an example of the United States of America. They are strong in sports simply because of the education system and the ability of that system to provide for sports infrastructure, to provide for technical people who can coach the sport. Of course, they already have the youth in those universities.
Makerere University Chancellor Crispus Chiyonga used the occasion to emphasize food security and nutrition to grow a better population.
Myself and Professor Nawangwe, each time I meet him, before we finish our meeting, I tell him about food security in the country. We need to draw a strategy, like we have done for sports. We need to draw a strategy for food security for this country.
The State Minister for Sports, Peter Ogwang, also used the occasion to clarify on the status of Hoima City Stadium in regards to hosting of the Africa Cup of Nations 2027.
If you don't believe in us, trust us. That's what I can promise you. We are here to ensure that what we have pledged to you, the people of Uganda, will implement it to the land. So that's my message to the people of Uganda. Please, we are not saying don't criticize us. We are not saying don't identify issues which we run short of. But we are saying once you have them, come and also get our opinion so that the stories are balanced.
Uganda is planning Mandela National Stadium Nambole and Hoima City Stadium as the main grounds, with each hosting a group. Nambole will be supported by Kadiba, Chambogo, Makerere and the annex as training grounds, while Hoima will use its annex, Satitowini Boma and Masindi Municipality.
For Chambogo, we have 19 billion, you are aware. 19 billion has already been sunk, and the second phase is on. All the monies have already been paid to the contract, and work is progressing well for phase 2. For Hoima, which is behind me here, we will spend 13.2 billion. Gulu, we shall spend 13.2 billion. Masindi Stadium, we shall spend 20.2 billion. And because it will also have a tartan athletic running track on top of other amenities, we had a plan for obvious reasons. Lira, Peche, Gulu University, all will be utilizing 13.2 billion.
The 2027 Africa Cup of Nations will be the first to be hosted by 3 nations and, importantly, the only to ever be in the Eastern African region.